Hello, friends, and welcome to another Pauper League. I am Cooper the Red, and this is Ponza. This is a Gruul deck that has been a part of the format for a while and has continuously of late been getting some really cool new additions to the deck. So, uh, the latest addition to the deck would be the Avenging Hunter, giving us the initiative. This is one of the best 5 drops that we could possibly have in these colors. It is both going to be giving us a constant advantage by giving us the free spells the initiative gives us, as well as helping to close out the game. It's a 5/4 with trample, so Avenging Hunter by itself can close out a game pretty quick, and with the rest of the cards we're running, once we get there, we can close out the game in a couple of turns. Along with the Avenging Hunter at the top end of the curve, we have 4 copies of Boarding Party and 4 copies of Annoyed Altasaur. These are really, really big mana creatures that are going to allow us to cascade. Hopefully, we're going to be cascading into Avenging Hunter. But who knows what we're going to hit. There's a lot of different things that we could run into. There's a lot of 1-drops in this deck, so sometimes our cascades are going to be amazing, hitting an Avenging Hunter, and sometimes our cascades are going to be lackluster, hitting a Wild Growth or Arbor Elf. Regardless, we will still get the large body to go along with the spell. Now, for our land destruction spells, we're running 4 copies of Mumui Acid Moss, which for 4 mana is going to allow us to destroy a land and pull a forest out of our library and put into play. Very sweet. And then for 3 mana, we have 4 copies of Thermokarst, which are also going to destroy target land. And if that's a snow land, then we can gain a life, which probably won't happen, but hey, who knows? Weirder things have happened. This is actually one of the reasons why I'm not running snow lands unnecessarily anymore. When I started streaming Pauper, I just basically put snow lands in everything because there were so few cards that people were playing to punish that. But Ponza has become more popular, so generally I'm sticking to basic lands unless there's a very good reason to do otherwise. All right, moving on from our land destruction, we have another creature, Jewel Thief. This is a relatively new card. Sorry, just realizing that there's a card I thought was in the deck that's not here. I thought that this deck was also running Elvish Visionary. Oh well. So we've got Jewel Thief, 3 mana for a 3/3 with Vigilance and Trample, and that's not all. When it enters the battlefield, we also get a treasure. So this is going to be helping us to ramp up towards the Avenging Hunter, and it's going to be helping us get that red mana so that we can cast a Boarding Party or Lightning Bolt or Smash to Dust. This card has been definitely showing its versatility recently, being able to wipe the board of a whole bunch of 1 toughness creatures. And, it does other stuff too. We could destroy an artifact, or if we're up against walls, then we can use it to destroy a wall. We got 2 copies of a black bordered Wild Growth, very nice. And then we also have 4 copies of Utopia Sprawl. These are some of our mana ramp, allowing us to accelerate towards turn 2 land destruction and potentially even turn 3 initiative or turn 3 boarding party if we're lucky enough. Finally, for the ramp, we have an Arbor Elf. We've got a ton of forests. In fact, all of our lands are forests. So we're going to be able to use Arbor Elf in conjunction with Utopia Sprawl to make a whole whack of mana. And then finally, we have 4 copies of Lightning Bolt, a very, very versatile removal spell. We can either use it to take a creature out of the way, or we can just send it straight to the face and deal damage to the opponent that way. We're running 4 Wooded Ridgeline because these are forests as well. So when we're playing our Acid Moss, we can actually search out one of these ridge lines. As far as the sideboard goes, we're running 2 Relic of Progenitus to help deal with all those graveyard strategies. There's nothing in our deck that really cares about the graveyard, so we don't have to worry about exiling our own graveyard. That doesn't matter. We've got 3 copies of Penumbra Spider. I really, really like this as an option to deal with fairies, any deck that has flyers, or any deck that's running a lot of removal. Penumbra Spider is 2 creatures with 1 body, so if people are running a lot of sacrifice effects, we can bring this in as well, and that'll help us save our more important creatures. We have 4 copies of Nilay's Disciple to help with life gain. Um, this is a creature in addition to helping us gain life. So hopefully we'll have the time necessary to deploy this and then be able to gain large amounts of life with it, since it does count the pips from our auras. We've got 4 copies of the Glamour. This is pulling double duty, both versus affinity, to help us deal with either their indestructible artifact lands or whatever else they have that's a problem. And then it also doubles to be able to help us against Bogles. And then finally, we're running 2 copies of Fiery Cannonade, which are going to allow us to wipe a board if things are getting out of hand. All right, well, that's enough of that. Let's head into the league and see how we do. Well, no land destruction, but we've got tons of mana. Let's keep this. Yeah, yeah, go ahead and send me the list. I'll put my name in chat so it's a little bit easier for you to do so. There we go. So we're looking at 5 mana for turn 3. Oh, and they're looking at a Swift Spear. And a Chromatic Star. Okay. So that leads me to believe that this is the Kuldotha version, where they're going to be running maybe Burning Tree Emissary. And we draw another land. So let's play this Jewel Thief and Wooded Ridgeline, and we are out of resources at that point. Ren's Resolve, revealing Mountain and Synthesizer, and they're attacking with a 3/4. We're just going to have to take that damage. And we find Altasaur. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which flips into Arbor Elf, Womp Womp. Let's attack with a Jewel Thief. They're going to have to lose all 3 goblins in order to kill it, and that would be a fine trade. Otherwise, we're just getting free damage. Okay, so you're going to start by casting that Synthesizer, and they reveal another mountain. So they're going to be able to play one, and they will lose the other. Here's Burning Tree Emissary. And Goblin Bushwhacker. Now, it does look like they're tapped out at this point, besides that 1 green mana. So our blocks here aren't the worst. We go block. And we take 6. I guess we take only 1 more damage. We take 7 this way, and we get to trade instead of chump. Ooh, Boarding Party's a good one. That's the Acid Moss. So what do we have here? 12, 13, sorry, 12, 15 damage. Unfortunately, not lethal. I think, do we hold back the boarding party? Or do we just attack with that as well? I think we want to try and get this damage in. Boarding party, there's no guarantee that's going to be sticking around for any period of time. So let's get 6 damage in with it while we can. It only takes a lightning bolt to get rid of it. Okay, we find an Avenging Hunter, which gets us a land drop. This has trample, this has trample, so that's 9 trample damage. This is an easy block. We attack with both of these. They have to put like Burning Tree Emissary in the way. Then they have 3 creatures left. We have 3 blockers. Just thinking, like, attacking with a boarding party is not that great. Just block it with a goblin token. Whereas the other 2 creatures have trample, so they're just tearing through. Get another trample creature down. And pass back. Nice. Managed to win game 1 versus Burn. That's sweet. Let's bring in Cannonade and Nylea's Disciple. Let's take out Acid Moss, Thermokarst. Maybe we can bring in 2 Penumbra Spiders. Kind of risky. Opponent is on a deep mulligan, though. Down to 5 cards. They're going to keep at 5. Plays a Great Furnace and passes. We find Utopia Sprawl. I'm actually thinking I want to play the... Oh, man, they also have Raise. Yeah, let's just go for the Arbor Elf here. Let's not give them a good target for Raise. Then we can potentially have 4 mana for next turn if they don't kill. Okay, they have the kill for Arbor Elf there, but no other land drop. So yeah, Raise is not nearly as scary when they only have 1 land available. Red, go ahead. And they just pass back again, okay. Play Jewel Thief. Pass back. They skip their turn. Play Jewel Thief. And another Jewel Thief. And they'll kill the Jewel Thief that we had that did not have Summoning Sickness. And they're going to kill another one. So we're just left with the one again. Unfortunate. All right, let's attack with this, and then we'll Nylea's Disciple gain 4 life. I think if I were in their position, I would be considering a scoop. So that's 5, 6 mana. Don't have enough for Altasaur yet. Attack for 6. And this is lethal. Nice fast match 1. Not a huge fan of this hand. This is better. Opponent plays Forest, and okay, so this is either a mirror match or we're playing against Bogles. Definitely looking for some land destruction off the top of our deck. Okay, we do find some. Hopefully we'll have the opportunity to use it. Now, with them put okay, so this is white. So that leads me to believe that they're definitely Bogles. So we should still be able to put the Utopia Sprawl onto this forest. Here's an abundant growth. And they pass the turn. Wow. Okay, lucky us. Let's go ahead and acid moss this forest. Seems like a 3-for-1 to me. And let's take the initiative. Not playing around Mana Tide. Nope. How much mana do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could just boarding party instead of hitting the hunter. Seems like a pretty quick clock. And maybe we hit a hunter off the boarding party? Are we that lucky? Okay, no, we just acid moss again. Seems good. Okay, let's bring in Declaimer. Cannonade seems like too slow in this matchup. We can take out Lightning Bolt. I think Smash to Dust is okay, though. Poor Bogles player. That's not something you expect to hear. Really? Cannonade over Smash? I mean, so can Smash, though. Smash can snipe the Bogle, and then it's ready on turn 2 instead of turn 3. I guess Cannonade can be ready on turn 3, on turn 2 as well. Oh, they have the Spirited Companion in this list. Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Um, if we go to game three, we'll bring in Cannonade, especially being on the play. Cannonade's going to be better. And shit. Get rid of Altasaur here. Starting to look like a game three coming up. Yeah, RNG sucks, except when it doesn't. That goes the Pauper playings. Having some fun. Been on a bit of a losing streak, but we managed to win match one of the league. So let's see how we do for match two. Obviously, we're going to mulligan this one. Okay, we'll keep this. This can do stuff. I mean, we've got Sprawls, we've got Arbor Elf. I would agree with that. There are a lot of very talented players who are playing Pauper on Modo. But I mean, that's going to be the same with any format you look at. You're going to have some of the best players in the world playing here on Modo. And that is one of the things that I really love about the program is that I can be sitting at home and I can play against some of the very, very best. Oh, the gut shot. Get got. I'd be happy with people just if I can inspire some people to just play the game, then that's good enough. That's what I'm after. AJ, turn to the dark side. I was born in the dark side. This is where I've always been. There we go, Shauna. That is exactly it. Yeah, yeah, and you would kind of expect then with the price of Pauper that this would be the perfect format for people to start. Another thermokarst. Ooh, this fiery cannonade is starting to look good. I think we wait to try and respond to something they're doing. So like maybe they try and put down another aura, or maybe they play another creature after combat this turn. No, nothing. They don't want to play anything else. Okay, cannonade. Oh, we have the exact amount of mana for a party. Well, start the music. Oh, we cascade into Avenging Hunter. Seems good. And that's that. Match two over. Two matches in 30 minutes. This one's a hard one to mulligan. Like, we have lands, we have ramp. Like, if this was a Utopia Sprawl, I would keep this. Close to Liverpool. I'm in Mahone Bay, which is close to Lunenburg. And Lunenburg and Mahone Bay are two of the big tourist spots in Nova Scotia. So we can try and live off the top of our deck with wild growth. We have the ramp. So if we find like land destruction, we're doing pretty well. We find red, we're doing pretty well. It's a big risk though, because we can't cast half of our, well, we can't cast most of our hand. Something like that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna mulligan like just based on we don't have any red, and we don't know if Smash to Dust is gonna be any good. Oh well, we're up against Affinity. Smash to Dust seems like it would be pretty good in this matchup. Oh, we're not against Affinity. Hold on a second. This is Jeskai Ephemerate, would be my next guess. Snow lands for the bonus life gain. I like to see it. Thermokarst, those snow-covered islands, gain a life. Now, this hand hasn't been turning out very well. Forest, go. Cleansing Wildfire, double preordain. All the preordains have gone bottom so far. Wow, 6 cards to the bottom with preordain. And they do make a land drop. Jewel Thief. Depending on their play, we might just go for Avenging Hunter on this turn. Chaomancer gets back what? Cleansing Wildfire? Yeah. Yeah, I think we're just going to go for Avenging Hunter. See if we can run away with the game with initiative. Oh. Well, that's scary. Hey, Bear. Oh, you say that Ponza is your favorite? I was playing One Mountain, but it's just such a hassle when you get that in your starting hand. And I saw other people were cutting it, so I went ahead and did the same, and now I'm missing it. Oh, another Avenging Hunter. All right, we'll do that. Head into the trap room. And attack for 7. All right, so they're going to be able to take the initiative here. Oh, thanks, Boulevard. Dawnbringer Cleric. Gains 2 life, puts them to 10. We can still attack through this currently. And then they ephemerate the Archaeomancer to get back Skred. And they have the 6 lands. Brutal. And now we're dead. So yeah, they use the Archaeomancer Ephemerate loop. And they get rid of our red land here. With a Cleansing Wildfire once again. wishing we had a basic mountain. Ephemerate the Archaeomancer to get a Scred, which will kill our Arbor Elf. We're left with nothing on board, and they can attack us for 4 and keep the initiative. Find another boarding party, which we cannot cast. We will Acid Moss an island. And they have Counterspell for that. I think we can safely just move on to the next game. They have Ephemerate loops. We're not going to get through that. We can bring in Declaimer for their lands. Declaimer seems like a pretty cool answer to Wildfire, where we can just like get rid of their target as they're casting it. We could bring in Relic. And I don't think Smash to Dust is going to do anything here in this matchup. We could also go like really hard on land destruction if we wanted. With the Declaimer, we might actually be able to pull it off. Yeah, that is another thing we have to worry about. Them destroying land we have with an aura on it. That is something we have to watch out for, and we probably won't load up any one land with multiple enchantments because of it. Ugh. Sprawl is the best start, or one of, but like one land hand where we don't have the land destruction spell turn 2 or anything to do with it. I like this one. This one's nice. We'll just get rid of boarding party and keep this, or get rid of maybe one Arbor Elf actually. Keep the boarding party. Okay, so they're starting with Island, so we don't need the Glamour to be up, so we can just cast this Jewel Thief. And we'll keep the treasure instead of casting the Arbor Elf because we need that red mana for boarding party. We're going to counterspell our second Jewel Thief, and we'll just attack in for 3. All right, so what do you think, chat? Should we Deglamour the land before they untap with it, or should we wait for to try and get a Wildfire out of to respond to a Wildfire? I'm thinking we should just do it so that we take away that land. No nonsense style. Stream team is greedy. I like it. Greed is good. A very high upside for sure. Nice. That's a good feeling. Another Deglamer. One, two, three, four, 5 mana. Two top on that scry. Hey, nah, nope. Thank you so much for the Prime support. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. There's a lot of people out here streaming. I love that you decided to support this channel. Enjoy those emotes. Coggates. I haven't played Coggates in a long time. We could try that again sometime. Not sure when I'll get to it, but yeah, we'll try and get that done. Okay, they get an Archaeomancer into play, return Preordained to hand, but they're tapped out, so we're going to be able to do whatever we want. We could Boarding Party, but I'm thinking Avenging Hunter is just going to be better here. We get to keep a treasure, and we get a land out of it. Attack with Jewel Thief. Yeah, that's fair. Boarding Party would be some really impressive pressure at this point. Yeah, me too. Missing the mountain big time. Definitely going to be putting that one of mountain back in the list, 100%. Okay, they scooped to me, targeting the Jewel Thief with Forge. So let's move on to game three. Yeah, that's what I was doing before Blaubear. I think I would probably even just keep the four ridge lines for the four acid moss. But I could see going down like one ridge line for a mountain. How many forests do I have? 14? Well, then that would be perfect because then I would get to play 13 forests. No, it's more than that. 16 forests. What was I playing before? I guess I was playing Ash Barrens as well when I had the other basic. Now they're going to be ready for our Declaimer nonsense now. It looks like we're going to have to practice patience here for a moment as we're waiting for our opponent to return. That's just one of the things that happens on Magic the Gathering online sometimes. And even in real events, someone might have a bathroom break in between games of Magic. Aha! Very good, very good. Yeah, it's a lot easier to be patient when you've got chat hanging around to talk with. Definitely been enjoying the return to creating content quite a bit. Um, it was like there was this hole in my life. So pretty happy to be back. Oh, this one's a close one. Like we have the Declaimer, but we don't have much else. Yeah, and you get to see what other people are playing. Yeah, we don't have any ramp, and besides Declaimer, the hand does nothing. Oh wow, that's terrible. Obviously, have to mulligan that. This hand's actually pretty good. I love hearing that various game stores or whatever have started picking up Pauper. I think it's just one of the I think it's one of the best ways to start playing Magic. The price point is low, so you're able to get into the game fairly easily. Looks like they're holding up counter magic here. We find another Utopia Sprawl. So this is actually tough because if they don't have counterspell, we could play an Avenging Hunter this turn. But if they do have counterspell um into Cleansing Wildfire, we lose. Oh, we're 1 mana short? Okay. Put that on, tap it for 2 mana. Yeah, that's true. Okay, fair enough. Counting. The basic math skills. Oh, thanks, Stream Team. Catch you next time. Create. Hello, hello. So this one's going to be a rough one. Oh, there's the plains. Yeah, we could have. I chose not to because I didn't want to leave myself open to a wildfire. Yeah, yeah, a ton of dead draws. Reveal a brainstorm. Pass the turn with a bunch of mana available. We draw forest. Pass the turn. We're really looking for some of those cascade spells at this point. Cascade is where it's at. We're going to be able to cast 2 spells at the same time. Well, there goes the brainstorm. And they probably have an Ash Barrens to shuffle away whatever they're putting back. Nope, nope. Brainstorm locked. Oh, that undoes the brainstorm lock. Cleanse and Wildfire their own land. Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Not anymore. I was in Halifax. Now I'm living in Mahone Bay. Oh, amazing Cascade deck. Thank you. And counterspell the Altasaur. Yup. We have nothing else to do. So we had some really, really strong games. The first 2 matches, we were really showcasing some of the best that this deck can do. And now we're showcasing the worst case, where we're just getting mana, 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 and our few important spells are being countered. Oh, you spent a lot of time in Dartmouth. Nice. I lived in Dartmouth for quite a while. Best thing about Halifax is the view from the Dartmouth side. Are they just going to counterspell this too? Wow. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Because if we relic, then we take away their graveyard, which is full of their toys. Okay, so they preordain one top, one bottom, play a land, cleansing wildfire our forest, getting rid of Utopia Sprawl. We'll go ahead and put another forest in play. Oh, you used to live in Halifax as well? Very cool. Dawnbringer Cleric, which can destroy an enchantment. Get rid of another Utopia Sprawl, and all of a sudden, even our mana situation is looking quite dire. Who's the Ponza deck now? And then, what is that? Revoke Existence to get rid of our other aura, so now we're off of red mana. We can no longer boarding party. Cast an Acid Moss, get some red mana back. Coming in for 5 damage is the opponent, and what do we get? We get a Lightning Bolt. They have 2 cards in hand, one is Skred. So if the other card is Ephemerate, I mean, we still probably don't want to use this Bolt right now anyway. Maybe on upkeep, we can Bolt the Muldrifter. And we got it. All right, thanks, Jay. Thanks for coming in. Catch you next time. Yeah, Declaimer's not doing any good here. It's looking a lot better now. Good thing we waited on Declaimer. And let's gain a life. So we know they have Skred in hand. If we triple block like an Augur of Bolus or something, we're just going to get blown out. I think we do trade with the Kenku, though. And that's GG. We tried to struggle back into the game, but the deck just didn't give us what we needed. Needed some of those big spells to resolve. Okay, we're up against another basic mountain deck. Okay, we played the Sprawl, and they lightning bolt our face in response. No Monastery Swift Spear turn one, yeah. Big happy for that. And, oh, Burning Prophet. So we're playing against Kiln Fiend. I think I just want to bolt this now, so they don't... I guess they could have Muta. Yeah, let's bolt it now. We either kill their critter, or they Muta on our turn. Oh, that's interesting. Burning Tree Emissary. With Burning Prophet, that's really interesting. You know, Chain Lightning my critter? Yeah. Find another Sprawl. So we have 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's Kuldotha with Burning Prophet. Just, I was really surprised to see this, and last time I've seen it was in a Kiln Fiend deck. Hey, Big Monkey. Mostly I stopped doing just modern in general. Most of my views, pretty much all of my views, come from my Pauper content, and anytime I post modern content, my viewership drops, which harms my channel as far as the YouTube algorithm goes. So as much as I love playing Yawgmoth, I was kind of shooting myself in the foot, which is a sad thing, but it's just what I'm dealing with YouTube. I still think the deck is really cool, but yeah, pretty much the only time I play Magic is when I'm streaming. That doesn't help. Deck gives me the only card I cannot cast. But yeah, I do try to learn and understand how YouTube and Twitch work uh, in order to grow my audience and my brand. But a lot of that is hidden, you know, so I have to kind of listen to what other people have done, try and learn from their mistakes. You know, I haven't really found the Yogg equivalent. I've been trying to build it, but I haven't had any luck. Closest thing would probably be Black Sack Proliferate. You don't get the infinite combo out of it, but you do get to sacrifice a bunch of creatures and uh, gain a bunch of extra resources from doing so. We're so dead. This came way too late, friends. Oh yeah, Ultratron. Good point. That is actually like your full-on combo. And then there's also, yeah, the Goblin combo. Mogwarts. You could go either direction there. Yep, yep. Yeah, I like that. I haven't seen too much Mogwarts recently. All right, so we definitely do not want to retarget this Chain Lightning because then they could retarget us and we'd be taking 6 instead of 3. Although I'm wondering, is it worth it to retarget the Chain Lightning on the Burn and Profit so we don't take that damage? So top decks right now. Burn, Affinity, Familiars, Blue Fairies. What would we say the other one would be? Burn, Affinity, Familiars. Coggates is pretty close. Oh, Demir Terror. It would be Terror, 100%. Demir Terror, no doubt. And then the crown would either go to Burn or Affinity. They share it. So that's 6, 7, 8, 10. Yeah, that's death. Take out Smash to Dust, bring in Cannonade, bring in Disciple. Yeah, for Ephemerate deck, Azurius Familiars. Burn is Burn is easily the top 2 decks. So yeah, Burn and Affinity, no contest, easily top 2. Some Burn decks do, but generally Burn is focusing more on drawing cards and pinging with Flame Breather and Thermal Alchemist. I'm just wondering if we even have the time. Whereas if we are able to hit them with some land destruction, we slow them down and give us the time in order to claw back into the match. So playing Boros Synthesizer most of the time, tend to think of the decks I lose to as the best decks in the format. It's going to be a long list. Oops. I I say that I do really like the archetype of the Boros synthesizer. I spend a bit of time trying to work with it. It just doesn't quite compete with the big decks in the format as much as I wish it did. Um, I I would be wary of saying that Pauper is solved because the card pool is so large that I'm sure there are incredible decks that just haven't been discovered. I mean, look at Coggates, for instance. That deck, people were sleeping on that deck for a long time when Basilisk Gate came out, and then somebody put it together. I'm sure there are more decks exactly like that that are just waiting to come out of hiding. Yeah, Synthesizer Glintalk is incredible. And then the deck also got that equipment recently. Yep, yep, Black Garden. We did have a very similar deck, and then someone put Avenging Hunter into it, and it's like, oh wow, woof. Yeah, we're losing this match. Hey, thanks for the follow, friend. I mean I find that's part of the appeal of Pauper is that people are able to get into the format on the cheap. Although I do understand what you're saying, like, oh, okay, well, if it's a cheap format, then like what's really all that exciting about it? Well, if you actually take the time to investigate and look at it, you see that it is a very high powered format, but you don't have to drop a grand on building a deck. I mean, we are. There's only so much we can do. Why play Disciple? Well, we've got two cards that we could play, and I figured Disciple might give us a opportunity to get another draw here. But Avenging Hunter would have been the better card for being able to trade with whatever they're doing. I think that it came down to me thinking that we're dead no matter what we're going to do. So I didn't bother to think too much about it. I mean, to be honest, if I wasn't streaming, I probably would have conceded already. But I want to see what else the opponent has in store for us. Looks like they're topping the card with Burning Prophet. Oh, Mengu played Orzhov Blink at some point. I'll have to see if I can find that. Watched Mengu play Mono Blue Fairies quite a while ago, and that was a treat. Ooh, Demir Terror. Sweet. Being able to scry with Burning Prophet when you're playing Experimental Synthesizer seems really strong. No, you cannot gain life with the Undercity. Yeah, red decks are cracked in Pauper right now. Between Monastery Swift Spear, Experimental Synthesizer, Reckless Impulse, and Ren's Resolve, that's your base, and then you just throw other stuff on top of that. I mean, it wouldn't be so bad. Like if you put on the other side of the trap room, you put short rest, gain 5 life. I think that would have been great. Yeah, yeah. Burn is a fantastic deck to be playing right now. Pretty much your worst matchup is the mirror. Aha, there you go. There you go. Gain life with the Undercity by going to the throne room and revealing Nylea's disciple. Here's my 6/6 hexproof, gain 6 life. Oh, it should. Absolutely. Pauper players have been crying out for a ban for some time now. But you know, the Pinkertons are keeping everything under wraps here. So anytime somebody says, "Hey, I think we should ban a card," the Pinkertons come knocking on their door and crack their knuckles menacingly, and people quiet down a little bit. Oh, the Pinkertons. Have you not heard about Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro and their connection with the Pinkertons and how they sent this literal villain, this villainous corporation. It's literally depicted as villains in movies and video games. They sent the Pinkertons to a content creator's house to ask, which you can interpret as intimidate, to ask for for some product back, which should not have been released. Um, if you haven't heard about that yet, go to YouTube and look up Pinkerton Wizards of the Coast and or Pinkerton Magic, and you'll be able to find the scandal. It's absolutely unbelievable what WotC did and Hasbro did there, but real life is stranger than fantasy. Great synapse. Glad to be able to brighten your day a little bit. And Trap Room kills us. Good game. Oh, this one's close. We're going to keep this one based on top decks. I think one of the problems that people have with him to Torak is the randomness. Oh, mirror match, maybe, or Bogles. So let's see what they color. White. So we're playing against Bogles again. So the issue with him to Turak is that if the black player is on the play and they him to Turak you on turn 2, you've played one land, and then you discard your 2 lands at random, it's game over. Exactly, Gray Synapse. Exactly. We're gonna thermokarst this forest. It's gonna feel so good. Ooh, that's pretty good start from the opponent, though. Do they have a land drop? No land drop. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, opponent. Aw, they found a forest. Unfortunate. Now they can really start to threaten us. Yeah, Swift Spear has to go. I would also like to see Ephemerate out of the format and Mirror Enforcer. Looks like opponent hasn't had any problem finding their next land drops here. Boarding party. See what we hit. Acid Moss. They have first strike. No point in blocking right now. Let's attack. Oh, cancel that. I want to shoot this lightning bolt off at their head. Oh, no way! Awesome. I don't okay, I don't know what kind of constraints the Pauper format panel are under. I don't know what they, discuss with each other, and I don't know what WotC has what rules WotC has put down. So without understanding that, like um I don't know what the reason is for no bans. People in the PFP could be saying like we need a ban, and WotC could be saying no. So without understanding what the relationship is between those two and what they've been saying this whole time, I don't think we can really say like oh the Pauper format panel hasn't been doing their job because we don't know. I would love if the Pauper format panel would be allowed to operate without oversight, but that's not the way it is. So it is what it is. We're gonna mulligan this one. If we win this match, I'm gonna call this deck the Bogles Buster. Ugh, brutal. I mean, I guess we could play Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt was okay in the last game. Yeah, yeah, it's unfortunate, but there's going to be ebbs and flows in that based on just what's happening to people in their real life. Saw that Snapbolt put up a video recently. That's pretty cool. And when people leave, other people come in and pick up that slack. Some land destruction would have been pretty nice there. We're so dead. Gonna go to game 3. Ooh, that's a big Bogle. Yep, 1917, pretty big. Yeah, I think that, if we could just get like a couple bannings, ban something from red, ban something else from affinity, I think the format would be in a pretty fun place. But the way it is right now, if you want to be winning, you have to play affinity or burn or a deck that does well against those decks. So yeah, like if I weren't streaming, I would just be playing burn all the time. Just burn, 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 burn. That's it. Oh, starting with the basic planes into Ash Barrens. All right, let's go for a Utopia Sprawl off the top. Or how about an Acid Moss? No, this hand was just too slow. We have a chance, though. We could maybe Declaimer Smash to Dust, kill the Ledgewalker. Casts an Abundant Growth on the plains, draws a card. No critters, no critters, no critters. Plays a Utopia Sprawl on a separate land. Come on, no critters. That is a lot of mana. Our Acid Moss isn't looking too good here. Nice, no critters. Land on top. Oh, Jewel Thief, not bad. Gives us a clock, gives us the mana for Acid Moss next turn. And with them only having 2 cards in hand, Declaimer's actually looking pretty good just to, pull an aura off of a creature. And then they also have to worry about playing a creature without immediately putting an aura onto it, because we've already shown that we have ways to deal with their critters in Smash to Dust. Okay, that gets us our boarding party next turn. Let's crash in for 6. awesome. Bogles beats itself. All right. Subtitle for the video, Bogle Buster. All right, so this is the deck we were playing today, Ponza, and I had a really good time with it. We ended up playing 2 leagues with it. Um, one league with the basic mountain and one league without. And while we ended up with the same score, 3-2 in both leagues, I definitely felt that having that one of Basic Mountain was a big deal. Being able to fetch it out with the Avenging Hunter, I mean, it really kind of felt like that Basic Mountain was a big part of what won us the final game and match of Magic that I was playing today. Um, yeah, I definitely do think that we were missing the Elvish Visionary and that it would have been really nice to have it. But the Smash to Dust was a fine card to be playing. I mean, in that last match for sure against Bogles, it was definitely a-okay. And then it just has so many things that it can be doing. Smash to Dust um, seems like a fine hedge in the current meta, and I was happy to have it. So, like while Elvish Visionary is a great card, especially in this deck, um, Smash to Dust was a fine replacement for it. Still not too sure on the Nylea's Disciple. It is like one of the better life gain options that this deck has access to, but I'm still not sure that it's better than Weather the Storm. I would have liked a third Relic of Progenitus in the sideboard here, especially since we don't care about our own graveyards, so having access to 3 or even 4 of them would be really nice to have versus the various terror decks. Um, Penumbra Spider definitely did some work, although it was unceremoniously sent on a journey to nowhere in the final match of Magic. But it's just like so difficult to deal with traditional removal. Absolutely love having access to this card in the list. And yeah, it was really fun to play the full land destruction version where we're playing the 4 Thermokarst and the 4 Acid Moss. I have played versions of this deck before where we're cutting down on land destruction and just looking to be more of a big stuff deck. Like I've played Teamer, for example, where when we had the initiative, like I was playing Aarakocra Sneak, Avenging Hunter, and Muldrifter, and that was wild to play that with the Cascade deck. So much fun. Of course, we can't play Aarakocra Sneak anymore, but if land destruction isn't your style and you thought this deck looked really really cool, then that is something you could do. You could throw blue into the deck and play it with Muldrifter, because cascading into Muldrifter is one hell of a thing. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this deck. If you like land destruction, then this is the deck for you. And then also one of the things that I found playing the deck today is that this deck makes for very quick matches of Magic. People are more likely to concede when all of their lands have been destroyed and you have a big monster on your side. And you're also more likely to concede yourself in certain situations where there's a lot of air in the deck. Like a lot of like Arbor Elf, Utopia Sprawl, Wild Growth, Smash to Dust, Thermokarst, Acid Moss. These cards can potentially just be nothing, right? If we're looking for our big creatures to be able to make some blocks and make some moves, then we have a lot of things in the deck that just aren't going to get us there, and that can lead to some bad feels. That's something that you're just going to have to learn to live with if you're going to learn to love this deck. And I do love this deck.